Skids is an unfairly forgotten character from the first year of the original Transformers toy line released in 1984. And that's all there is to really say about Skids as a character, other than the movie version also exists and is awful. But if you wanted to hear someone talk about Skids, you'd probably go watch the basics. What you guys are here for is Lego. And here he is in vehicle mode, and all I gotta say is this is probably the best vehicle mode I've done in a while. A lot of my recent figures have been like half put together or had to make exceptions for the robot mode or the combined mode, but this one is really good. It's just covered in tiles from top to bottom. And even underneath, it doesn't look too much like a robot aside from the head. The only real issue with the tiling is these anti-studs on the back and the fact that it doesn't want to hold together, but even that isn't bad at all. I tried my best to match the size and I guess design of the original Skids. I decided to make the front look as close as I could to the G1 toy while also keeping it simple. I kept the red stripes along the door, although I should have continued it further around the back. I wanted to make them nice and compact because the original Skids toy wasn't that big of a toy. It was pretty small, actually. It's so small that you can just hide it behind a few plates. And that's what I really like about the Skids design. It feels a lot like Skids, what I'd imagine him to be. A small, compact, smooth vehicle mode. On to robot mode. Now, all that talk about Skids being nice and simple kinda goes right out the window the second you start to transform it, because you start off by untabbing the doors, and then you're met with this mess, which has to become the arms. So you grab here, fold it out as best as you can, and then the doors kind of lay back where they were, so you can get a bit of space to work around with the arms. And what you're going to want to do is rotate the wheel forward. It's on a pretty tight hinge. And then fold this hinge down and rotate. It needs to be folded down because if it's like this, then it won't be able to make it past the corner. And then you rotate that back, this part up, and there you have one arm and two arms. Unfold the doors again, and we will start work on the head. It needs to be folded forwards. That will give you the clearance to rotate it, and then bring the hood down. Then you kind of just wiggle the head upwards. It's pretty difficult to do, but it's on a sort of T-bar, and you just raise it up as high as you can. And now you're about halfway there. To start on the legs, you want to untab them from these panels here, and just fold them down. And then on the inside of the torso, there's a bit of hinges that you just want to like extend slightly. This will allow the hood to properly fit into place. And now you can begin with the legs by unfolding the bumper right here, unfolding the foot, come around to the back of the leg, fold that window, and then rotate it forward, and then kind of fold that back. And then rotate the window into place like that. Align everything accordingly, and you have one leg done. And once you finish off the other leg, you're done. And here he is in robot mode. And right off the bat, I gotta say, he is very difficult. Just like Groove and so many other LEGO Transformers before him, he's filled with single stud connections that have a hard time holding things together. There's a lot of them in the legs, and most of the hood is made up of very small connections, which just makes it a little more difficult than I'd prefer to handle him. Although Skids may be very delicate to handle, he does look really good. I love all the smooth angles and lack of studs, aside from this one on the arm, but we'll get to that later. His color placement is really accurate. I looked at many different reference images and picked out the red on the hands, red on the feet, gray and black legs, and the red on the torso. One of the most difficult parts for me was figuring out how to get the wheels on the front of the arms, because that is a very signature part of Skids. And I ended up having to make a few sacrifices and complex transformation joints, but it worked out just as I'd hoped. The head sculpt, although simple, is pretty accurate, and I like the way it looks. It matches his character very well. In terms of back kibble, Skids really doesn't have that much, and if I just added a few more hinges, I bet I could hide it away a little better, but I like it the way it is. So the robot mode, well, very hard to handle, looks really good. For accessories, Skids comes with this wrist-mounted blaster thing, which just pegs on here, and this gun. I based these accessories off of the new Legacy figure, and they fit him pretty well. For size comparisons, here we have Hoist, Grapple, and Ultra Magnus. So Skids is about the same size as a short deluxe. Articulation time. T-bar joint at the head, so he can look down, a little bit of up and side to side. Nothing really at the shoulder. It can't move forward and it can't move out, which is a big problem, but it's a sacrifice I had to make for accuracy. His elbows can do a 90-degree bend. His wrists don't have anything. He's kind of an ab crunch, but that's mainly transformation joints. Nothing else at the waist. Ball jointed hips go out, in, forward, and back. Ball jointed knee with another joint that's mainly for transformation, so we can get about a 90-degree bend. And nothing at the toe. Skids overall doesn't have that much articulation, and the lack of any shoulder joints is a big negative. So to finish off, Skids is very deceptive. In robot mode, he looks nice and clean. In vehicle mode, he looks nice and clean, but that's all a cover for the amazing amount of complexity in the transformation. I've been Better Brick Studios, and I'll see you all next time.